So, welcome to part 3, NitroBusters Dayz server Malta. Okay, so we've managed to find the place. There's a house. As you can see from the fireplace, there's smoke. So, if this was a PvP area, other players would know that there's someone inside or someone has just recently been inside. Like we noticed in part 2, we've seen that there actually was someone just uh, maybe an hour before, at least, over there, because otherwise the fireplace would have the stuff inside the fireplace would have despawned within an hour. Um, so basically, but we are in a PvE area, so the only thing that's trying to kill us is the environment, ourselves, and of course the zombies. Of course, you have to avoid getting wet as well. If you get wet, your clothes will remain wet for a lot of time. You have to unload everything from them, go next to the fire, dry them up. Also, if you get wet, especially in your pants, that sounded really bad actually. Anyway, and right now, for example, I have matches which are in my backpack. That's the safest place. But if I were to put them in the pants and this gets wet, everything in here will be damp. And naturally, we all know that matches don't really work well when they are wet. So yeah, you will basically have to throw them away. I'm not sure if I explained this before, but zombies are very different here. They are varied, and all of them have their weaknesses and stuff. Like this zombie, for example, over here, I know that it's a type of zombie that right now I don't need after. Although you can sprint and you can run in the server, some zombies will catch up to you. So you cannot run indefinitely. They will eventually catch up, and the faster you run, the more noise you will make. Let's go check that hut over there. And the more zombies will run after you. For example, even if you wet your boots, you will get sick much faster. That's it over there. You can press Q and D. You look the sides, and we're going to see if there's anything. Oh, well, that was the door. Yeah, this is a body bag. This is a mod that is installed on the server. Basically, this is a dead player. When you die, your body will turn into a body bag within 30 minutes. And this body bag will disappear within an hour. So that's the amount of time you have to collect your gear. However, other players can loot this. If it was a dead player, not a body bag, you can even check and examine how he died. Being inside here, I think he was either cornered by zombies and probably died with a cold. And I assume that the fireplace that was in that house was this place. So, anyway, in order to check it, this the sheet is an item that is on the floor there. Oh, and oh, what's this? This is actual loot that is in the room. I'm not going to take anything from this player because maybe he responded he's coming from the player has a rifle here exactly and everything. Yeah, this is basically startup loot. This player died very fast. As you can see, he used one can of food, the other one is full. He lost the water bottle, he lost the map, he lost the compass already, and no, he didn't shoot, but he lost a lot of stuff already. Probably he got disoriented because he did not have the map any longer. But I'm not going to take anything from it, just in case he is coming to collect anything. So, oh shoot. Sometimes even closing a door, if they are really close or looking at you, it might attract them. Um, hmm, I need to get rid of it. I'm not going to shoot it because hmm, first of all is I know that's a fast zombie and it's also a tank zombie. It will take a lot of punishment to kill, and I do not want to waste my ammo on it. Time is a thing here as well. You can see the moon, you can see the sun setting, it will be dark pretty fast. You can go on the server settings by the server information panel actually, pressing escape. We have a lot of information, some of our rules, uh, stuff on the trader, spare tab. Here you can see, for example, if you're sick and everything, your health and the time. It's 10 in the evening. Yes, it's about to get really dark. And you do not want to be outside in the dark here. So I'm gonna venture back in. Uh, if I wasn't making this video, I would have gone to those warehouses. Maybe there's some good loot there. But as you can see, there's a lot of zombies. So in server settings, the zombies are most of them more aware at night. They're more aware of noise at night. They will get attracted to you much easier. Night is very dark, and all of them have increased health, and some of them have increased speed. So it's not ideal at this level to stay out at night. Also, at night it will get very cold very fast. So before it gets dark, I will gather wood quickly. So if I happen to have zombies near me, I will not make noise cutting wood. As you can see, the game is telling me on the lower left that what's left is not worth taking because it's wet and rotten. So yes, there's a limit you can take. I need to feed the wood before it gets out of the starter wood. Because if I lose all the starter wood, you see the rags got consumed, the larger firewood will not burn. So before I end up part 3 of this tutorial, I will explain a few things on the stuff we looted. So for example, the wrench, it can be used as a weapon, but better to save it because it's very useful to mount and dismantle stuff and fix cars. And it's a rare item to find. I was actually very lucky to find it. The sheet we found here, this server has a modular vest system and huge magnitude of gear you can assemble and mix and match, even different camos. The sheet goes into this belt. This is a very basic belt, which is this one here. But it can take a sheet, can take a weapon holster, and a water bottle. Now, since I've installed the sheet in the belt, I can save some space and put the knife in the belt. As you can see in the quick invent, it will remain there. Also, the fireplace, as you can see, there are a lot of items. You can put a pot, a saucepan here, and you can place stuff to cook. You can also improve the fireplace into an oven by collecting more wood and stones, but you need a pickaxe and all that. It's part of the game mechanics that you have to discover, or you can read in the tutorial of Daisy. So, we've talked about stuff getting wet and all. We're good health, as you can see, the temperature is going up. There's a plus, which means I am warm, and at this moment, even if I had to sprint, I would get a boost because I'm at my optimal temperature, optimal hydration, food, blood level, and health. Uh, Last thing, you spending the night here, the best thing to do is to press B and go into the information tab. Here you will find a lot of information on yourself, on the game, on the server. For example, territory. I have a territory. If a player was close to me, I can invite him to my squad and even give him access to my territory. Party manager. As you can see, there's no one close to me and I have no one in my party. If I had someone in my party, I would see their icons wherever they are on the map. Server rules. If you want to get serious into the server, please do read them. We do ban players, especially in PvP areas. There's not much to read, but they're basic rules. And basically, the best thing is don't be an asshole. We're here, we're friendly, we like to play, and yes, we shoot each other sometimes, but we don't grief each other. And you can also surrender. One of the main things, which is actually a mod in this server as well, pressing F5 you will raise your hands. Once you raise your hands, your another player, which is close to you, can press tab and access your inventory. If you lower your hands, your inventory will be hidden. But of course, if you don't want to fight or you're about to die and you want to be saved, you can ask for a ceasefire, raise your hands, and let your attacker have mercy on you and take stuff from your inventory if he wants. Of course, if you're a douchebag, you try to attack him when he's close to you. It's part of the rules. He can kill you and take all your gear. But that only applies to PvP. PvP areas are marked in red. So if you go on your map, those in red are PvP areas. They are very dangerous areas, as you can see. Yeah, that's the black market trader, and I died a lot of times here. It's the hardest part of the server. We'll explain. This is another place where I was attacked by the Black Horde. And, yeah, that's a very difficult part as well. Anyway, yeah, you die a lot, as you can see. And most times here where I died, I remember here I attacked Balota Airfield, and I was dying. I went here to heal and was attacked. I made noise, was attacked by horde of zombies. I lost everything. All the gear I had, I lost it. When I died here, I did not yet have a base, a territory, did not have a helicopter or cars, and no teammates whatsoever. So you can delete these from here, or just click and delete. Of course, you don't want to delete a marker where your gear is located because you will probably not find it, especially if it's in the woods. Back to our book. Server rules, blah blah blah. Item hoarding. There is a rule on item hoarding. Yes, no player can have more than two cars in the helicopter. No player can have more than 5,000 items in a persistent storage container. Basically, so 5,000 items is not what you have on yourself as well. What's in your cars, in your helicopter, on your player, that's not included. We had to make this because, of course, the more players we have, the more lag will occur on the server. Now, the server is not a slow one. It's not the best, but it's not a slow server. It's 13 generation i9 with a very fast RAM, 28 gigabytes of RAM, fast disk, fast everything, basically. It's uh, the best we could afford, but yeah, still, you can get lag if we have too much items. In fact, here you have the server information and the admins, which is me, Cowbot, and Mike, which is basically one of the modders that support the server. I assure you, Mike takes a long time to set up the server and maintain it constantly through the updates. Server restarts every 4 hours. This is required to keep stuff running smoothly and spawn new items and all that. It's important that if the server is warning you that it's about to restart, uh, it's important that you stop your vehicles, especially if you're in a helicopter, because as soon as you despawn, that helicopter will drop off the sky like a brick, and you will lose it. Uh, yeah, there's a lot of information here you can read. There's the specs, in fact, here as well, and we run a very fast fiber connection thanks to Melita as well. Not doing any else here, but yeah, it's a good connection. Uh, yeah, reports, how to report if there's a douchebag, location information, and all that. There's a lot of stuff that it's worth reading here. Also, you have tabs for our Discord and some loot info. We don't have a website here. Base building settings, yes, there's a mod which we update and reconfigure constantly where you can build bases as well. Again, building a base in this server will require you to chop trees, chop the wood, convert it into planks. You need nails, you need hammers, and all that. It's quite fun, actually. But you can build a modular base of your own. Raid settings. Raid, for the time being, is disabled on the server. The reason is that we had some douchebags that were not abiding by the rules. We're building a mod where raid happens only at a certain time and only if the full party, or at least part of it, at least 5 players, are online. Otherwise, a raid cannot happen. Basically, if you build a base in this server right now, you cannot destroy it. Your opponents or other players cannot destroy it. If you leave it open, they can access it, yes, but you can lock it. There are many ways of locking your base, and you make sure that no one can get inside. GPS enabled, party settings, max party size is 10. Can invite anywhere. Disabled players have to be close to you. Territory. Territory size is 150 meters. So basically, once you place a territory flag, you have a territory of 150 meters in diameter. No one can build there, and it's your own zone. It's not a safe zone. Don't take me wrong. Zombies can still get there, whether it will kill you as well, but no one can build into that 150 meters. When you place a territory, we'll go further in the tutorial later, you cannot build a territory close to military bases, other players, bases, or special places. This is to avoid, of course, um, players hoarding a military base and constantly looting it for their own. So let's check our player. As you can see on the lower right, he's very hot. If I were to go out right now, within a minute, it would probably be sick with flu. A good thing to do is taking the multivitamins. I will eat one and constantly keep taking them. This improves your what you call it, your I forgot the word. My God. Basically, we go into server information, player tab, don't of the character. Does it say here? Basically, it improves your resistance to getting sick. There are 3 levels: low, medium, and high. The lower the level, the more types of sicknesses you are prone to. For example, if your immune system, that was the word, my God, I didn't remember. If your immune system is very low, it's very easy to get a cold. If you get cholera, salmonella by drinking something contaminating or eating raw food or rotten food, it will be more difficult to heal the player. Of course, these are not the only medical items that are in game. These are very starter, basic medical items. In the server, there is a mod which is called medical attention plus, and it's also even modded by us. And basically, yes, you have to take care of your health as well. Um, as stated before, this is the way we like it. We like if we're playing a survival game, we want it to test us and ideally kill us. So we try harder the next time. We don't like an easy game. Um, Once you get some loot and build a base and everything, it gets much easier getting into these starter areas, and get some loot. But even then, when you go to certain places, like for example the black market, we will explain later on what it is. It's basically, but in short, it's one of the most dangerous parts of the game. But it's the only place where there's the black market trader, you call it. There's some lore of how the black trader came to be on our Discord, and he sells high tier weapons. The best weapons can be found there, but not just, can also be sold there. And when you sell high tier weapons to the black market, you make a good buck. Also, some special zombies carry gold, silver, bars, and nuggets. These can be traded for a lot of gold. And once again, the only place you can trade these is at the black market. Uh, I suggest you don't go there for now, because I'll be honest, I've built it and I haven't survived it yet. There are ways to survive it, but the way I've built it, it's actually impossible to survive it on your own. You need a team. You need a teammate. Um, my players do what? They will get sick very quickly. So last thing to conclude this part. Um, as you can see, my player is slightly tired. Now, he's not very tired, but slightly tired. To put it to sleep, you press full stop, pauses, you click, lie down. This way, your player is resting. Don't put him to rest too close to the fireplace, because, yes, he can end up igniting his clothes. So, that is for now. This was part 3. Later on, we'll proceed to part 4 and further on, we proceed to other levels of the server. Um, we want players to join in, to play and enjoy this with us, and you're more than welcome to try. When you spawn at the coast, you can also call for help. There are a lot of players who have helicopters, cars, and could even be close by to you. Don't be afraid to ask for help. In the PvP areas, no one can kill you. So anybody close to you can help you. Well, he can disregard your need for help, but he cannot kill you. What we're seeing up there is there's an airdrop. Basically, an airdrop will explain in detail further on. But an airdrop is basically that there's a C-130 passing over that location that drops a box with a parachute, basically, that has many useful items. There are various airdrops, but we'll get to that later. Bye bye for now.